Hey, what's up guys? It's the Cheapster here, and today we're going to be starting a brand new series called 5 Cheap, and it's a show that I'm going to go out and find 5 cheap versions of anything there is out there. So the one I'm going to start on today is red wine. I'm going to go out there and see what the cheapest red wines are we can get, taste test them, and see what they taste like. Wine is something that can get pretty pricey. I know it's something that we all like to have with some spaghetti, some Italian food, like to have a nice bottle of wine. And it's usually $10 a bottle, sometimes more. So I'm going to see what we can find out there that's cheaper than that. I was researching today online, and I found that a single bottle of wine once sold for $275,000. So, that's a little too expensive for me. I'm going to see what I can find, though, that's cheaper than, I'm going to say $4. I know I've seen some of the brands at Walmart. Something I can think of, I think Oak Leaf is a pretty cheap one at Walmart. There's some other ones there like Barefoot, some things like that. I'm thinking that those are probably going to be the cheapest, but then you got Aldi. Aldi is the one that really can step in there and can beat a lot of these prices. Now, the one downside to living here in Greenville, South Carolina, we don't have a Kroger, so I can't test the wines at Kroger. I know they may have some cheaper stuff, but I'm just not going to be able to go there, so check it out. If I don't have the cheapest stuff, let me know in the comments. The one I'm going to stick with today is just Merlots. I'm going to try to just go with one type of wine to keep the taste test fair. So we're just going to go with Merlot today for all the different wines, and we'll see what we can get. Alright, so I was able to have some decent success. We were able to find 5 bottles, all below $4 a bottle. And this is my wife here. She's going to be helping us with the taste test, subjecting her to all these cheap wines. We'll start off with the first one. The first one was Oak Leaf. It's from Walmart. This is the one that I thought would probably be below $4. And it was $2.96. So it's actually below $3, and some of these, quite a few of them are actually below $3. So I know this one's a pretty well-known brand. I think this one won't be too bad. And then the next one we have here is the Pacific Peak. That one was $2.97. So that one was also below $3. This one is from Total Wine and More, which is a pretty great store. It's got a whole bunch of stuff and lots of wine that's great price. So if you have a Total Wine and More by you, I would recommend going there. It was a great place. And then the next one we have here is Aldi brand Winking Owl. And I've heard of this one before. I think this one's pretty good. So I think this is probably a good buy. And it was $2.89. So that one's also below $3. So I think this is probably a pretty good buy. So the next one is the Barefoot Brand. This can be bought at a lot of places. I know I've seen it at Walmart, but I got it at Total Wine and More. It was $3.97. So this is one that's below $4, but it wasn't below $3. But Barefoot's a really well-known brand. Says it's won the
What has it won?
It won gold, 90 points. 2016 Toast of the Coast wine competition. That was really hard to say there. So it's pretty well acclaimed. That's why you're paying an extra $1 for this baby. Maybe it's worth it. I guess we'll find out if we think that's worth paying the extra $1 for. Then the next one we have here is Bridge Road. This one is from Aldi as well. And this one was $6.49.
That's too much money.
I know. $6.49. This one was not below $4, but this one is a 1.5 liter bottle, so it's the size of 2 bottles. So that works out to be $3.25 per bottle. So they don't make this in the 750 milliliter bottles. So I included it because it was a Merlot. That's still below $4. But yeah, you can't get it in the smaller bottles. So you do have to pay a little bit more for it. But it's still a good price for what they give you. An honorable mention is the Franzia box wines. I didn't include those because they're not bottles of wine. But Franzia is a great brand. I know we get it a lot. It's almost as cheap as these, if not cheaper, usually by the ounce. So I would definitely recommend Franzia. They have a whole bunch of different ones too, so they're a great brand. All right, so let's crack these open and see what they taste like. think this is the order from cheapest to most expensive, I'd probably say. So this is the cheapest one here. So we'll see what this tastes like. So neither one of us are wine connoisseurs. Smells like alcohol.
Smells like wine.
Let's try it.
Cheers.
I don't think it's bad.
It's pretty good.
I'm a little surprised.
It tastes like it was under $5.
Oh, so you're the wine snob now. Second sip, not as good, but still okay.
I think it's good. I think it's a little bitter. It has kind of some kind of tang to it that just doesn't sit quite right.
Yeah, that is the
But-
ripe plum you're tasting there. You need to pair it with some hearty lasagna.
Okay. Also,
guys.
one more tip. Red wine, you don't need a stem because your hands can keep it warm. White wine, you use a stem so your hands don't make the cold wine warm.
Alright, so our next one is Pacific Peak. Again, this is on the same level basically as Oak Leaf. I think we're talking about maybe a penny difference or something like that. So right off the bat, this one I think smells a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of smells like, I don't know, some kind of, it's a little more roasty. This one tells us nothing, so we're going in blind on this one. See what it tastes like.
It's actually pretty good.
That one's really good.
It's actually probably better than the first one.
That one's really good.
Yeah.
I know everyone's gonna hate us. That's a wine snob saying this is good, but this is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm impressed that this is a, what was it, $3 bottle of wine. It tastes like it's easily a $10 bottle of wine.
It goes down very smooth. I feel like there's not a bitterness to it afterwards like the Oak Leaf had.
It's a lot better. I think we may have a winner here.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Alright, so next one we're going to be drinking is Pacific Peak. Our next one is Winking Owl. This is the one from Aldi. I would say out of all these, the ones I'm probably the most concerned about are Aldi. So let's see what this one tastes like. Oh no. Oh no. This one smells like I'm smelling right into a bottle of vodka.
I wouldn't go that far.
It does not smell
There's
like
some
wine.
hints of berry. Give it some credit.
It smells like vodka with a few berries dropped in it.
That actually sounds good.
Let's try it.
Cheers.
Ooh. That one is interesting. That does not taste like a Merlot. It says it's a dry. I would say it's a sweet. I'm very confused about this one.
I don't like it.
It's sweet. Don't you think it's sweet?
It's sweet, but it has a off aftertaste. The aftertaste just doesn't sit right.
It's very hot.
It's just the overall taste of it. It tastes cheap.
Next, we'll go with the Barefoot. This is the one that I am the most excited about. I think all the awards it's had, I would imagine this one's going to be good. But then again, Oak Leaf says they've had 200 plus medals. Maybe these are like participation trophies on the Oak Leaf in this. Maybe they're just like, yeah, you made wine. Here's an award. Good job. Oh, this one smells good.
Mm-hmm.
It smells much better than the Winking Out smell.
Well, they say that you should breathe it in through your mouth and let your tongue smell it as well. Just trying to bring some education to all of this.
This one smells good. Let's try it.
That's pretty good.
It's good.
Mm-hmm. It's better than the Winking Owl, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes like, yeah, I'm drinking a cheap Merlot.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad, though. But we have to keep in mind, though, this one was technically, dividing this one into two, this one is the most expensive. Yeah, the Winking Owl is 12%, so it tastes bad. It's less alcohol. Now I just feel like we're beating a dead owl. When I take a drink, that's what Elizabeth looks like in my cup. Swirly face. So the next one we got is Bridge Road. This is another one from Aldi. So I'm not feeling great about it. It does look better though. I would say it doesn't look bad. Honestly, the graphics on the front of this are like
this is
pretty
a knockoff
nice looking.
of a well-known one.
Yeah. It even has some texture to the label. I mean, it's looking pretty fancy. They do make this in the bigger bottle, so I'm wondering if this is probably their better Merlot for cheap. So let's see what it tastes like.
Kind of smells like oak leaf and winking owl. You put the tongue up the roof of your mouth at the very back, and then breathe in through your mouth and your nose at the same time, and then your tongue can kind of smell it. It's not as bad as I thought it would be, but it is more comparable to the oak leaf and the winking owl.
Yeah, I would say it's like the oak leaf again. The first sip is like, tastes pretty good. Then you take the second sip and it's like, oh. I would say this one is not full bodied at all. Tastes very flat. It's very comparable to the oak leaf, I'd say. So this one is $3.50 again. So let's remember this one is actually more expensive than these. And the Pacific Peak just keeps really ruining all the other ones. Because if we didn't have this in the mix, maybe I'd be like, okay, it's not terrible for the price. But with the Pacific Peak at $3, it really just makes the other wines kind of look ridiculous, especially the Barefoot and the Bridge Road that is actually more expensive than the Pacific Peak. It's a little hard to beat.
I think, too, the Pacific Peak is less known. So if you're going to a party on a budget, take this one. People aren't going to know that you paid the same price that you would have for an oak leaf.
The winking owl is like, hey, did you just brew that in your basement and slap this label on?
Okay, so this is the order. I think I can't decide between these two. I think they were definitely both the best out of all of them. I think this is my top favorite though.
So this is the same order I would put these in too. I'm a little bit different with the Barefoot and the Pacific Peak. I would definitely say Pacific Peak is the top. I think Barefoot's not even really in the same league as it. But yes, the winking owl definitely last. But Elizabeth's going to give me a taste test. I'm going to pour the winking owl, and then I'm going to pour the Pacific Peak, and we'll see if I can tell the difference. I'll have her mix them up. I'll see if I can even tell the difference between them. This one already smells better. I think this one's good. I'm a little worried for some reason. I feel like it might be winking out, but I think it tastes pretty good. Oh. This one doesn't smell good. I'm thinking that this one is the winking out. This one's the winking out. For sure. This is definitely winking out. This is definitely Pacific Peak.
So there is obviously a difference.
So I guess to end this episode here, a 5 cheap. All these very cheap red wines. I mean, if you're on a budget and you just can't afford anything expensive, I would say any of them are drinkable. You can drink all of them. Winking Out's a little tough. Oak Leaf is it's almost there, but still a little tough. Bridge Road is okay. I think it's great that it's in the middle here because I would say this is definitely a middle Merlot. And Barefoot, but the way I see this is kind of a little bit more like that. I think the Pacific Peak stands out. If you can get it, get it. So thank you guys for watching the video. I hope this is helpful when you're trying to decide between cheap wines out there. I know there's probably a lot more than this. If I could get together 5 others, I'd test those too, but these were the ones I could find. And like I said, this is the first of our series of 5 cheap. I'm going to be doing a lot more down the road. So subscribe to our channel, and you'll be seeing those in the future. Also, like this video if you liked it. Stay cheap. Cheers.
Cheers.
Saving money.